Okay, so this is a little bit of a review from last unit, from Unit 2, when we did exponent rules. We studied this already. You should already know this, but we're going to recap it just in case. I know Unit 2 seemed like it was so long ago, even though we just finished it. So, anyhow, how we're going to do this is when we are multiplying monomials. Remember, monomial means it's one term. There's no plus or minus here at the beginning. So this is a foundational skill to do the next skill, which is the new stuff that we'll do in the next video. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply the coefficients. Remember, the coefficient is the big number. So we're going to take these two numbers, the 2 and the 4, we're going to multiply them. Okay? So 2 times 4 is 8. Then we're going to take the exponents and each variable separately, as you'll see in the next examples. We don't add exponents for unlike variables. Okay, so if it's x's, you add the x's. If it's y's, you add the y's. You don't add the exponents of x's and y's together. That's unacceptable. Remember, that's like mixing boxes. One box has just x's in it, the other box has just y's in it. Those are two different boxes. Okay, so you can't add them together. So we're going to add 3 plus 5. And here this was 2 times 4. So this gives me, the variable stays the same because they're both x's. And we have 8 of them. Okay? And that's your answer. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so this is another way of writing multiplication. It's the same as having the dot in between. There's just no dot, okay? Just make sure, like we said before, anytime there's parentheses, make sure there's no exponent, okay? So if there's nothing there, then we can go ahead and go. Let me erase that. So that way we don't confuse it for a zero exponent. Okay, so same thing. Take the coefficients and we multiply them. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then x, remember when there is no exponent, it's a 1. So 4 plus 1, if you need to, write that in. So that's x to the 5th. There are no y's out here. So this is y to the first, so it's just going to stay y. Okay. We have two sets of parentheses. Again, look to make sure that nothing is squared. And remember, look for a plus or a minus between there. There is nothing. So that's when they're butt up against each other, that means we're multiplying them. That's the only operation we ever imply is multiplication. Everything else, if it's addition, there's a plus sign. If it's subtraction, there's a minus sign. Division, there's a fraction bar. Okay, so again, we're going to multiply the big numbers. So negative 10 times negative 5. Remember, the opposite of a negative. Okay, so if ever you get stuck and don't know this, opposite. Think of that word, that negative as meaning the word opposite of a negative is positive. So if you need to write it, you can. If you don't, that's fine too. 10 times 5 is 50. And then we're going to do the x. Oh, there is no x. So therefore, we're just going to bring it down. Y's. So there's a 1 here and a 2 there. So we have 3 y's. And z to the first and z to the third, z to the fourth. Okay? So this is an important skill for what we're going to be doing next. So make sure you understand how to do this.